When one sister felt tired, the other would do her work with joy. Many people thought it was impossible for three people to live in peace like that, but Juliet, Juliana, and Godwin proved everyone wrong. As time passed, something even more beautiful happened. One morning, welcome to Timeless Tales and Stories by Ifriko, where every story carries wisdom, wonder, and the heartbeat of Africa. Sit back, relax, and let the story begin. A long time ago, in a quiet African village, there lived two twin sisters named Juliet and Juliana. From the moment they were born, the two sisters were closer than the leaves on a tree. Wherever Juliet went, Juliana followed. When Juliet laughed, Juliana laughed. When Juliet was sad, Juliana felt sad too. They wore the same clothes, ate from the same plate, and even finished each other's sentences. Their love for each other was pure and deep. The villagers would always say, "If you see Juliet, Juliana is not far behind." Years passed, and the twin sisters grew into two beautiful young women. Their bond never broke, not even for one day. But one day, everything began to change. A young man named Godwin moved into the village. Godwin was strong, hardworking, and kind. Every girl in the village dreamed of marrying him, but his heart was drawn to Juliet and Juliana. Godwin enjoyed spending time with both sisters. He would talk with Juliet under the mango tree and laugh with Juliana at the river. Before long, the twin sisters realized something surprising: they had both fallen in love with the same man. But instead of fighting, like many people might, they sat together one night under the moonlight and talked. Juliet asked, "Sister, how can I take away your happiness for my own?" Juliana smiled and replied, "And how can I take away yours?" Their hearts were full of love for Godwin, but even more full of love for each other. So, they made a decision. A decision that shocked the entire village. The next morning, Juliet, Juliana, and Godwin went to speak with the village elders. The elders listened carefully, and when the story was done, their mouths dropped open. Two sisters want to marry the same man. This has never happened. But the twins stood proudly, side by side, holding hands. Juliet spoke softly. "We were born together, we have lived together, and we want to remain together." And Godwin added, "I cannot choose one and leave the other. I love them both, not only for their beauty, but for their hearts, their kindness, and their unity." After long thinking and many talks, the elders agreed. And so, a wedding like no other took place. The whole village came out to dance, sing, and celebrate. Juliet and Juliana wore matching wedding dresses. Godwin stood between them, smiling with happiness. The three of them built a peaceful home, where love was plenty and jealousy had no space. There was no fighting, no envy, just understanding, laughter, and care. And as the years passed, many people from faraway villages came to see the family built on love, unity, and trust. Life was peaceful for Juliet, Juliana, and Godwin. Their home was always full of love, laughter, and kindness. The sisters helped each other with everything: cooking, cleaning, and caring for the family. When Godwin came back from the farm, the two sisters welcomed him with smiles and warm food. When one sister felt tired, the other would do her work with joy. Many people thought it was impossible for three people to live in peace like that, but Juliet, Juliana, and Godwin proved everyone wrong. As time passed, something even more beautiful happened. One morning, Juliet found out she was going to have a baby. Juliana was so happy, she hugged her sister tight and cried happy tears. But only 1 month later, Juliana also found out she was going to have a baby. Godwin was the happiest man in the village. He thanked the gods for blessing his family. The months passed quickly. Juliet gave birth to a healthy baby girl, and Juliana gave birth to a strong baby boy. The whole village came to celebrate. The elders danced, the women sang, and the children played around the happy home. The two sisters raised their children together, like one big family. The children grew up calling both women Mama and loved them both the same. Godwin worked hard on the farm, and the family lived without hunger or sadness. People from other villages would visit and say, "This family is different. Their hearts are full of love, and their home is full of peace." The years passed, and the children grew up strong and wise. They learned from their mothers the most important lesson. Love is not selfish. Love is kind. Love shares. Love forgives. Love always finds a way. And so, Juliet, Juliana, and Godwin grew old together. Their hair turned gray, but their hearts stayed full of joy. They sat under the big mango tree every evening, watching their children and grandchildren play. Many seasons passed, and the family of Juliet, Juliana, and Godwin kept growing. In their young age, when the two sisters were raising their children, they raised their children like one big happy team. When one child was sick, both mothers stayed awake through the night. When the children played in the yard, Godwin watched them with proud eyes. The villagers often said, "Their home is always full of peace. No shouting. No fighting. Only love." One day, the village held a festival to celebrate unity and family. People danced, sang, and wore their best clothes. The village chief stood in the middle of the crowd and raised his hand. He said, "Today, I want to honor a family that teaches us the meaning of true love and peace." The people clapped and cheered as Juliet, Juliana, and Godwin stepped forward. Their children stood proudly beside them. The chief continued, "The story of these two sisters and one husband is known in many villages. Their love was never broken by jealousy or pride. Their hearts stayed open and kind. This family shows us all, love is bigger than selfishness." The village gave them gifts, yams, palm oil, new clothes, and a goat. But the greatest gift was the respect and happiness they shared. As time went on, the family helped others too. If someone was hungry, they gave them food. If a child was sad, they offered comfort. Juliet, Juliana, and Godwin became known as the family where everyone was welcome. Even as old age crept upon them, their home remained strong. One evening, as the sun was setting and the sky turned orange, the family sat outside their hut. The grandchildren played under the mango tree, their laughter filling the air. Juliet looked at Juliana and smiled. "Sister, look at our family. Our love was strong enough to share, and it only grew bigger." Juliana held her hand and replied, "Yes, it was never about keeping love. It was always about giving it." Godwin joined them, sitting between the sisters, and said, "I was the luckiest man, because I had two hearts loving me and one peaceful home." They sat there quietly, watching the world around them, thankful for the life they built, a life where love was the only rule. And so, their story became a lesson passed from parents to children for many generations. Moral of the story: true love is not selfish. Real love understands, forgives, and unites, even when the world cannot understand. Love that is shared grows even bigger. When we choose kindness over pride, happiness follows. When love is real, it brings peace, not trouble. It makes hearts bigger, not smaller. True love always finds a way to stay happy. The twins taught everyone an important lesson. When your heart is filled with true love, whether for family, friends, or someone special, you choose peace, not pride. And that, my friends, is how Juliet and Juliana's deep love for each other gave them the strength to share the same man and still remain the happiest sisters in the world. Thank you for listening to another timeless tale. If you enjoyed the story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more wisdom-filled stories from the heart of Africa. Until next time, keep the stories alive.